when the Cowboys are good, you're just waiting for the inevitable collapse, which is always a lot of fun. That's always a lot of fun. On the other hand, as far as this is concerned, it's just week after week of piling on. It's a dog pile, and the Cowboys are dogs. So a Cowboy star from years ago, so long ago the Cowboys actually used to win Super Bowls, working hard to help facilitate a major change. And I assume you've heard by now, but maybe not. The playmaker, working as the playmaker, Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin is on a not-so-clandestine mission to convince Deion Sanders and Jerry Jones to have a reunion, and it feels so good. It feels so good, unless it doesn't. Now, Irvin has more than hinted at the possibility of Deion Sanders succeeding Mike McCarthy as the next head coach of the Cowboys. He wanted every man, woman, and child to know that he spent the weekend meeting with his old teammate and his old boss, Jerry Jones, trying to spark some romance and start a relationship. Now, Friday night, this is where it gets very awkward. Irvin and Jerry Jones hung out together briefly as they were part of that Netflix broadcast, the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight there in Arlington. And they did an interview, and this is where it gets really awkward. So Irvin made his pitch to Jerry Jones to make Deion Sanders his next head coach. Now, where it gets awkward is Mike McCarthy, the current head coach of the Cowboys, was at the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight with his family, and they put this on, I am told, as I understand it, the Jumbotron, that giant scoreboard at Jerry's World. And there it is, Cowboy legend Michael Irvin in front of the crowd at the Tyson-Jake Paul fight, telling Jerry Jones, not really asking, telling him to hire Deion Sanders as his coach, while the current coach of the Cowboys happened to be in attendance. Now let us discuss the question for the esteemed panel. What do you make of Michael Irvin, who then went and hung out with Deion Sanders the day after the fight on Saturday? What do you make of Michael Irvin trying his darndest to get Deion Sanders the Cowboy coaching job? So I've got Bubble, Hell's Angels, and Wild Hair. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make homemade mac and cheese. Delicious homemade mac and cheese. So the first thought I have here, friends look out for friends, right? We know that, right? Real friends look out for real friends, right? You maybe have friends in your life since back when you were a kid in school, and I got a few friends in my life like that. The Cowboys are in shambles. Is this really helping out a friend to get Deion Sanders the Cowboy coaching job? But Michael Irvin, I'll give him this. He is hell-bent on making this happen. And he sounds like that obsessive boyfriend, the cliche in Hollywood. You can't take the hint and all that. Irvin is in the bubble, but not bubble gum. He's got the ear of Jerry Jones, which means when you have the ear of the GM, when you have the ear of the owner, you are in the bubble of trust. And when you're in the bubble of trust, that matters. This is not some jamoke who's calling local talk radio in Dallas. This is a guy that has Jerry Jones, address. He can get through security. He's got his number and all that. So Deion, a pretty good ringleader in Colorado. And we know Jerry Jones likes the circus-like atmosphere. He loves that. And he can go down memory lane and bring on Deion Sanders, and they can have Troy Aikman be the offensive coordinator, right? They can bring back some of those old Cowboys. Emmitt Smith can be on the staff as a senior advisor, and they can go through the whole thing, right? The whole rigmarole. The thing about Deion is, even though he has said, hey, I don't want this, I don't want that, he wouldn't play Mr. Nice Guy with the media. Like Doug Peterson the other day, I didn't mention this in terms of the monologue, but I watched his news conference in Jacksonville the day after his team absolutely quit on him and played gutless, emasculating football against the Lions. And Doug Peterson didn't want to specifically call anyone out because he knows the players are so soft that they can't handle it. But does it really matter at that point that your team's already given up on you? Like, who cares? Anyway, Coach Prime wouldn't be like that. He would call people out, and that would be fun. That would be a breath of fresh air, right, with him going around with wild abandon, calling people out. Now, furthermore, the popular opinion by popular people is that Deion, come hell or high water, is exiting Boulder once his kids vacate the campus. And Coach Prime, every so often, has been asked what the future holds. Now, Coach Prime addressed a question this week, in fact, just yesterday at his weekly news conference, about the rumors swirling, right? The rumors going all over the place that he could be in demand from big-time college jobs in the Southeastern Conference, those lower Southeastern Conference jobs, Big Ten. Those are the two power conferences in college football, and also head coaching jobs. Deion said, quote, "I'm happy where I am, man. I'm good. I've got a kickstand down." Deion stated, "It means I'm resting. I'm resting." He said, "I'm good. I'm happy. I'm enthusiastic about where I am. I love it here. Truly do." Close quote. Question. Give me your school of thought. Give me your school of thought on Deion Sanders saying that he's got his kickstand down and he's resting, he's good, he's happy, he loves it here, meaning in Colorado. So give me your school of thought on that. So you do not have to be a member of Hell's Angels to know that a kickstand is often a temporary device. There is nothing permanent about parking your Harley in front of some sawdust biker bar in the middle of nowhere and going in to have a drink. Right? It's just a temporary situation. And Colorado is, how about this? It's a stopover until he moves on to what's next. And what do you expect him to say? I would argue to those that claim, well, Deion, what do you want him to say? He's always said he doesn't want to coach in the NFL. He's always said he's happy at Colorado. I would ask you to go back and look, because I've been doing this show long enough, when he was the coach at a school called Jackson State, and he rocked the boat there at that all-black college there, Jackson State, and he said that he was happy there. People were very upset with him when he left, even though everyone knew he was going to leave when he left, because he had said that he was happy there and he had implied that he wasn't going to leave. But money talks and Coach Prime walks. And he set himself up. Now, Colorado's not the greatest team in college football and all that, and there's a lot of real estate to go forward here. Just got their first big win somewhat recently here at Colorado. And so we'll see what happens. But Deion, once the quarterback kid leaves, it's bye-bye, toodles. All right, now, last thing. We go now to the reference of the day to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, who has provided coma-inducing broadcasting on television. Tom Brady, the role of NFL analyst, probably not going to continue much longer. In fact, there is news out that Tom Brady likely will be more restricted in the future. Now, Brady is already dealing with a body blow. He is not allowed to be involved in those grab-ass production meetings where the coaches tell you and the players tell you exactly what the game plan is, so you sound like a genius because they told you everything they're about to do in the game. And that's also how these guys end up getting TV jobs. They just suck up to the TV producers and directors, and eventually they get jobs. Anyway, Brady cannot go to those production meetings in the lead up to games. He is not allowed to do many things that every other broadcaster can do because he owns a small piece, a little piece, fun size, of the Raiders. So why could Tom Brady face even more broadcasting restrictions? That is the question. Well, it is all because of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has managed to get Tom Brady in trouble, all because of an interview that was aired back on October 20th, a month ago. And Brady sat down and hung out with Mahomes. And as a result, we are told, of that interview, it created a situation in the eyes of the NFL where Tom Brady could have, that's a weasel word, that's two weasel words, could have received information, sensitive information. Because, pro football, these are state secrets. You got to have Pentagon-level clearance to be in the NFL. But it's a division rival and all that stuff. So to rephrase this, for those of you that are a little slow, someone has a wild hair up their badonkadonk over Tom Brady sitting down with Mahomes. Keep in mind, if you saw the interview, it was milquetoast. It was Brady and Mahomes playing patty cake, patty cake, patty cake, patty cake. They spoke about winning Super Bowls, their families, and their passion for the game. Really deep stuff. Really deep stuff. The kind of stuff that the fanboys suck up, but the rest of us are like, well, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. So in terms of why this is becoming a thing, the first thought most people have is, well, that must be from the Chiefs. That must be from the Chiefs, that they're upset, that somebody is sensitive, concerned that Mahomes is going to leave his legacy in Kansas City to go play for the Raiders because of Tom Brady. That's one theory. Okay. There's all kinds of theories. There's theories that there's somebody else meddling because somebody else wants Brady out that doesn't even work for a team. Maybe it's somebody in the broadcasting world. Who knows? But there's clearly someone that wants him out. Now, we were hearing that certain NFL teams are like, we don't care if Brady sits down at a production meeting. And the NFL's like, it doesn't matter whether you care or not. You can't do it. You're not allowed to do it. Shame on you. Don't even think about doing it. What's wrong with you? If you lost your bloody mind, you can't do that. And the teams are like, well, who cares? All they do is sit around. They eat eggs and bacon. They talk about their families. And it's a grab ass. They play grab ass is what they do in those production meetings. Who cares? But clearly someone does care. Someone has an axe to grind with Tom Brady. And I'll bet you if you gave Tom Brady some truth serum and said, Tom, do you really want to continue this? He would tell you, yeah, it's just not for me. I'm good. I don't need it. Every weekend I got to travel to. I had to go to Green Bay the other day. Who wants to go to Green Bay? Come on, I'm Tom Brady. I can't go to a place like Green Bay. But you know who I am? I'm hanging out in Miami, the south of France. That's where I hang out. Italy, Green Bay. Do you know how much I'm worth? I'm a legend. Legends don't go to Green Bay. Come on.